What's up? Hey. All right. Focus. Shalom, guys.
Shalom.
We're so excited, but welcome to another Butler's Unboxed video. And it's been a while since we've done a sit and chat, but today is the day. Right, babe?
It is.
So we are approaching our 1 year full-time RV living anniversary, and we are so excited. But there's some other feelings in there, but we'll definitely get to it. Update: we are gearing up to hit the
Road.
road. I'm so excited. I can't barely contain myself. But let's be real. I'm really nervous because I have the same feeling that I felt when we went from a house to living in an RV full time. Can you say nauseous? Like nauseous. Babe, what are you feeling?
I'm cool. I'm
You have
good.
no
I'm
nervousness for nothing?
ready. As far as nervous, no. Mm-mm.
I'm kind of nervous just because the first round, and I know the Most High is in charge. He does his thing, and we let him do his thing, and we cool with that because he knows best. But the last time we started out on the adventure, COVID happened, and even though COVID wasn't so bad for our household, it did stop all of the adventure that we had planned. Now, I say that to say it was for a reason that it happened. If COVID did not happen and if we were not stationed, we would not have met the people that we have met.
True.
Being here. And we have met some lifelong friends. And if COVID never happened and if we never were stationed, we would have never met them. So I just talked myself out of being nervous. Abiyah does his thing, and I'm ready. I'm excited. We're going to plan, but we're going to pray, right?
Right.
So we will be coming back to give you guys more detail, or maybe just more vlogs on how we're preparing to gear up to actually hit the road. In the meantime, we're coming here not only to give you that quick update, but to also do a would you rather video. So we're going to ask a few questions to each other,
Right.
and we're going to pick which one would we
There
rather.
are no order of importance. They're just a few questions that we had that we see a little bit differently on some things. So maybe some of you guys would do things differently than we do as well. And that would be cool to see everybody else's opinion on, how to get things done.
The hubby got the questions here on his phone, so we're just gonna get started. Go.
So question number 1, destinations that we prefer. Beach, and I'm gonna ask you the question, beach or mountains?
Both. Do I have to choose?
It's not or, you have to choose one.
I don't think that's fair because you could honestly just be in love with nature. Honestly. You don't think? I love both. I love both for their different reasons. But if I just hands down had to choose, right? Mountains.
Really?
Mountains, because I'm not a big fan of sand. It gets everywhere, and I have 4 children, and somebody got to clean it. Guess who the person that always got to clean it? Me. Also, on the beach sometimes, and I don't really like salt water. I do like activity. I got salt water in my eye and in my mouth one good time and never again. I will enjoy like getting in the water to stay cool or whatever. I like sitting out with a drink and something to eat, and I like the kids to play in it. But like I said, somebody got to clean it. I choose the mountains because I love to hike, right? I love views. I am ready to read my Bible in some views. You hear me? Okay. Views. And a lot of times when we hike, we run into what? Waterfalls. and waterfalls are our favorite. So I'm choosing mountains.
Well, you took my choice. We didn't talk about this beforehand.
We didn't talk
These are
about
just
this.
questions that we had.
So we're rolling with it.
I would have to say the mountains as well, but not necessarily just for the same reasons as she said. First off, I like the way a beach looks.
It's
I do.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But like Amber said, I don't like salt water, and I'm not the best swimmer. So, that kind of takes away a lot of the beach for me. And then another side effect of beautiful beaches is a lot of people. I really don't care for large crowds, me personally.
And even pre-COVID, he just likes to be, he like intimate settings. So.
Oh, I didn't know you was going to answer my question.
Okay.
But yeah.
I had to let it register like, okay, he's being smart. All right. Cool.
But yes, I would choose mountains as well. We like to hike. We love nature. And I really love a good waterfall.
All right. We're going to head on to question number 2.
Question number 2. Like I said, these are in no specific order. They're kind of mixed up if you think about it on topic, but it'll be okay. So, when you travel, do you prefer traveling with one vehicle or 2?
One, because I want to be able to be together in the vehicle. First of all, I want to be on my phone scrolling. I want to take naps. And I want to be together so we can talk and go through things and chat about things and FaceTime people together on the road. So I, again, would rather one vehicle. We should definitely leave. Another thing, the cost of like gas, oil changes, tires, anything. Nah, leave the Lincoln behind. What's your answer?
I mean, it's kind of two-sided. For me, it would be nice to have the second. You'd have to weigh the pros and cons between whether or not, for your situation, whether you've got a large family like we've got, or if you got an extra kid more than we have, then a second vehicle could be more comfortable for long rides. It gives more space inside the vehicle.
That can definitely lead into another one of the questions. And which one is that, babe?
The next question would be, when you're traveling, would you prefer a long travel day or short travel days? As in, when you're planning your trips, are you planning to drive for 9 hours or for 4?
So I'm gonna go and answer short all the time. All the time. Unless it was an event that we're trying to get to, or if someone that is in help, then we'll book it. We'll get there. And we may have to just be uncomfortable because people are uncomfortable for us to help us out. So we will do the same. So, but being that I would rather do short drives, maybe no more than 5 hours a day, because that is, we're not in a rush. We ain't got nobody's house to go back to. There's no rush at all. And I want my children comfortable. I want to be comfortable. I don't want nobody to get irritated and frustrated, and I just don't want. That's not part of this journey. So, I would want shorter travel days.
So for myself, I guess I would. If my kids were older, I honestly would prefer longer travel days, just because. Unless there's somewhere that we want to stop that's in between, this is a short distance.
Yeah.
I'm more of a let's get where we're going.
But what's the rush though?
I mean, it's not necessarily a rush, but
if you're rushing within a 9-hour span, or 8 or 7, there's a lot in between that you can stop and see or explore or taste the food of that area, or there's just like no advantage other than getting to an event or helping out or meeting up somebody at a certain time before they have to go back to their job or whatever, that we should ever have to rush.
That's true.
Like ever. What do you think a reason would be that we would have to rush? All right. So with that being said, let's head on to question number 4.
Short stays or long stays?
So for me, it depends on where we are. I would like Okay, can we identify what's a long stay?
A long stay is like a month.
Ooh.
Or longer.
There is no right or wrong answer for that one, because for any of them actually, but it depends on what we're doing and where we are and who we with. So like if we're just wanting to explore that area, give it a week, give it 3 days, explore, move on. If we're with some mishpachah, some family, and we want to bond and do Shabbat together, and if the feast day is coming up, tie it down. Let's stay here for a month. If we have some mishpachah that got a farm and we want to stay and help feed goats and plant stuff and harvest stuff and learn things and let our children bond with their children, and me bond with new sisters, or him bonding with new ox and things like that, stay. Or if you find a gig that can help us make extra money in the area and he enjoys that gig, or he wants to take a class in like Texas or something, stay. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on what it is we're trying to do. What about you?
It's, to me, I see the other side of cost as well. So anytime you plan on staying somewhere for a short period of time, like if you go to an area for 3 or 4 days and you stay in a high traffic area that's really nice, like say the Grand Canyon or somewhere like that, the cost is going to be a lot more for short periods, like on a daily basis, versus if you go somewhere and you can find a monthly rate, because you can, for a monthly rate, it'll be, just say if it's the same exact park, it'll be, let's say at $1,200 a month for the whole month. And then this is at a nice like RV resort, $1,200 a month to stay at the resort for a month, versus if you stayed for one night each, you're looking at $60 to $70, sometimes $80 a night. So the cost to stay in certain places financially makes a lot of sense in order to extend it if you're not in a rush. If you just want to travel and see a lot, because there's some places where you might want to go that's got so much to see and enjoy and to take in that you just want to go and enjoy and just slow down,
Right.
And actually get to see what is really there. And you can't do that in a day.
Now, to go back on what you were saying about high traffic areas, one thing about this journey is no matter where we are, we're paying to stay somewhere. So even if we came back to Tennessee, it's like we've been on the road long enough, we coming back to Tennessee, we still got to pay to stay to park it. No matter where we are, we still got to pay to park it. You know what I mean? And we have so much mishpachah across the nation to where I'm sure, and if you have space for us to park our RV, let us know. We just had a moment when we were laughing, so I'm gonna let him get his giggles out, because we supposed to be on our way to a baby shower.
Right.
And we're late. When we told him we was going to be on time, we ain't never on time.
Never.
Everybody know that. We ain't never on time, okay? But I know you were saying that, we may be in some high traffic areas. We can always stay at a certain place for like a night or two. He got to get... I'm going to keep talking because we late. And he got to get that joke out of his system, okay? We can always stay in a high traffic or like Yosemite Park for a night or two. We can always take that some time and move in a more less traffic area. But we have to keep in mind, no matter where we are, we got to pay to stay somewhere. So we're going to move on to the next one.
Boondocking or campgrounds?
Campgrounds. I mean, boondockings, I'm going to say hooked up. Because not necessarily a campground, it could be RV park. But I would rather stay hooked up everywhere we go, because it's nice to have my electricity, my water, my sewage hookup. Boondocking is fun. I would boondock for the sake of a view for a night or two, but I would rather have hookups. What about you?
I'm going to say it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for budget, then you can mix in some boondocking along the way to save a lot of money, because when you boondock, if you've got a solar set up or generator or whatnot, you could still have all of your amenities and not have to pay a campground, and then just make it to the next place and do the boondocking along the way.
I'm good. That's cool. I like being edified. But that's something we gotta get. We gotta get a generator. Can't boondock without no source of power. I mean, we could, but it will suck.
Oh, we're gonna get a generator. Don't worry about that.
Okay, we're gonna get it. I'll be out taking care of us. We're gonna
Right.
get a generator. All right, next question.
National parks / state parks, or your traditional private or public campgrounds.
State park. I like parks. It gives you a vacation feel. Sometimes, and not a 9 times out of 10, you got more space in between each rig. When you come to like RV parks, like where we are right now, you see them. They're right there. Like they probably can hear us talking right now, and behind us, they right there. Like I wonder what she cooking right now. So like, I would rather park some type of park, and a lot of state parks, national parks have hiking right on site, parks for the kids. They can play, things like that, and activities and things to do. Bike trails and, but what about you, babe?
Same. I like the woods, so I'm gonna always say
He's a
National State
lumberjack.
Park.
He's a lumberjack.
gas or diesel for your tow vehicle.
These, I don't know. This is not even a question for me. This is a question for you. I don't care as long as I drive.
That's true.
Okay, so we'll let him answer.
But there's a lot of other people who ask this question and it gets asked.
So answer
all
that.
the time.
Yeah, answer for those who are interested.
So it depends on one, the budget that you're working with.
Always, budget is. Whew.
Budget determines a lot
Yeah.
that people don't realize. And number two,
Real quick, I think they realize it. I think they do, which is why people don't jump into something like this.
Well, I mean, even the people who are looking at jumping into it, there's still there's a budget you have to look into for prior. You know, after you buy what you're gonna buy,
Right.
there's more that goes into it as far as the upkeep, the maintenance.
Right.
If there is any issues, the cost difference in maintaining the two.
Right.
But as far as back to the original question, gas or diesel, I mean, there's pros and cons of both. So diesel's going to have more pulling power, especially when you get in the hills, you're really going to notice the difference between a gas
You know, one
or a
time
diesel.
we was in Merrimack State Park. Boy, I thought Champagne was super. Remember that one hill on the way
Yeah,
to
that was-
Socoke?
Yeah, that was a doozy too, though.
That was a doozy.
I mean, the fan clutch went out. I mean, so that's part of
Okay,
the
that's right.
our difference between the budgets of keeping up one versus the other. So your gas is going to have a little less power in the hills, but it's going to be a lot cheaper to maintain.
Yeah.
Your diesel, it's going to have more power, but if something goes out, you know, if you have a set of injectors that go down, and these new trucks, you're looking at $4,000-$5,000.
Who got that?
I mean,
Who got that? Raise
and
your hand.
it's a normal
Raise your
repair
hand.
part.
You got $5,000, $4,000?
I don't see nobody around here
Mm.
that got no money.
Ah, well, keep all right.
Not like that. Not like that.
Keep our hand down.
Right. So, but then you also have to look at the cost of fuel. So right now, the cost of diesel and gas is
High.
really close to the same.
Right. they're
So you'll get a little bit of fuel mileage out of a diesel than you would a gasoline. But honestly, to make up the difference between the two,
Mhm.
you'd have to drive it for 8 years before you actually notice the difference in your pocket versus, you know, the per mile per gallon that you're actually spending. So, it's one of those things where it's just a preference where you can either choose one or the other, but there's nothing wrong with gasoline if you choose the properly sized rig. Put it that way.
Cool. As y'all saw, I was just playing with my neck because I have no idea what he's talking about. Next question, but I hope that helped.
Okay, so this goes to the boondock side of things.
Okay.
Solar or generator?
It would be nice to have solar. It would be nice to maybe live off of what IBI has blessed us with. So that's my answer.
I would say solar as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the cost of getting an efficient solar system set up
It's expensive.
is 4 to 5 times as much as just getting a really good generator.
Yeah, but like, what if something ever happens? And there's some things we all have to think about as a nation. And you can't get the gas you can't go get gas for the generator.
Right.
The sun will still be there as long as IBI is gracious upon us. You know, we have the sun. You can't always afford or be able to go get gas if anything else happens with this country. So I still think that solar is still the best option, but you gotta have some money for that. Hey,
A generator is still a good idea to have, even if you have solar system.
we're still gonna get a generator either way. All right, got any more questions, babe?
Oh, it's almost done. The next question is, do you plan ahead of time, or are you just gonna wing it?
I think both, because I'll be out of control, but you also should be smart. He gives a sense of discernment to plan, but if he changes it, then he changes it. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. So I think both. Plus, other people we want to go and visit, they still have things they have to do. So plan it so that they can be available, but wing it, because that's all the part of the fun. What about you?
I'm gonna plan it all the way. I don't like winging it. At least if you have a plan, like you said, you can work with other people. You know, you instead of just popping up and be like, "Hey, I'm here to see you guys." What?
Did y'all cook some?
We going to Florida. Bye. No, you should have told us before you came. So planning it definitely works out better. Not necessarily pre-paying for everything, but planning.
At least, yeah. Which we're gonna plan, but we're not gonna prepay for everything. And that question is, okay. So we got a couple of projects that we have to do, and we only have a few more weeks before we head out. And I was asking hubby, should we just go ahead and figure out a way to get all these projects done, or would it be fun to do some along the way? And my answer is, do what really needs to be done, but let's do some of them along the way. But I think it'd be real cool that some of the projects, maybe some Ox would like to help him with. Like, we're supposed to be repainting the back of the truck. You have to have like a garage. You got to sand it down before you can paint it. We're supposed to be building Judah a bunk bed to move him out of our room into there. Ox may have a great idea and may want to help do that to make, you know, the little railing so he won't fall and all of that. We're supposed to be building a bench area for the kitchen. Ox may want to help with that. We're supposed to be changing the countertops to butcher block. Ox may want to help with that. I'm supposed to be doing some. Sorry guys, my neighbor is, like I said, they're right there and they're leaving, and he has a diesel too and it's loud. So excuse the extra noise. But I have some things I want to do, like take some of the decals off of the RV, and it's so much. But family and friends may want to help us along the way with these hands-on projects, and that'll be bonding experience. So I think do some, like get the floor done, which you may have an Ox that may want to help with that. But I say let's do some of it along the way. What's the rush? And it's time that we can use to help other people talk about RV life, unboxing themselves on something totally different while getting some of these projects done. Please comment below where you're located, and hopefully we can see you guys along on the road. Thank you so much for letting us into your home. May the Most High continue to be with you all. And don't forget, go on ahead. Go on, do it. Unbox yourself so you can finally live a life that you've always wanted. Until then, shalom.
Shalom.